Scenario Builder tutorial. This tutorial goes over the basic usage of the PTB Scenario Builder component and will help you get started. It is recommended that you become familiar with the PTB simulator component before using the Scenario Builder. The tutorial does not cover the details of all object fields. This and more information is given in the user manual. The Scenario Builder allows you to create a model for a project and save it as a scenario or a .scn file. This file can then be loaded into the PTB simulator to create possible project plans. The plans can then be analyzed to assess the cost, benefit, and risk. It is then also possible to simulate the execution, monitoring, and control of selected project plans. The project model can be created from scratch, based on an imported MS project file, or based on an existing .scn file. After clicking the Access link, you will be prompted for a username and password. Enter those, and the main view will appear. This view includes the scenario tree on the left-hand side, the network view on the upper right side, and the object information view on the lower right side. The scenario tree shows the object hierarchy of our model. Whenever we click on an object in it, the object information is displayed in the information view. This view allows us to view and edit the information. To get more information about the meaning of each field of each object type, consult the user manual, available by clicking the Help button. In the information view, we can change the default values of each item. For example, let's change the scenario name to Tutorial and the target cost to 20,000. We have two ways of adding or removing objects in our model. The first is from the main menu. After clicking on an item in the tree, the objects that can be added below this item in the hierarchy are enabled in the menu. In the case of the scenario object, we can add resource types and projects. The second method of adding or removing objects is via the menu available by right-clicking on an object in the tree. Resource types are renewable resources that are assigned to the project and are required to complete tasks. Typically, these are human resources or machinery. Add two resource types, engineer and architect. Additionally, add one project and call it Main Project. For each object that we add, we should edit the default values as we previously saw. A project can have a number of activities or tasks. Each task has one or more modes of execution. These modes define alternative methods for performing the task. They can either be technological alternatives or operational ones. Add three tasks to our project: design, implementation, and testing. We'll now set the precedence relationships between the tasks. Click on the task implementation in the scenario tree and double-click on the design task in the information view. Now the design task is set to be a predecessor of implementation. Set the design task to be a predecessor of testing in the same manner. Now, click on the Refresh Network button to see the network view for the project we are creating. Add the modes Technology A and Technology B to the task design. The modes in-house and outsource to the task implementation. And the modes automatic and manual to the task testing. For each mode, we should set the duration, the fixed cost, and the required resources. The last part needed to complete our project model relates to the quality dimension. In the PTB, there are two objects that are relevant: quality requirements and quality parameters. Quality requirements are measurable requirements from the project deliverables. They are defined under the project element. Examples of quality requirements are system uptime for an IT project and durability for a construction project. Each quality requirement is defined by a formula that includes quality parameters. These are defined under the task element. When the project team selects a mode of execution for a specific task, they determine, along with the task duration and cost, the values of the quality parameters. Add a quality requirement to the main project and name it reliability. Additionally, add a quality parameter to the task implementation and name it implementation reliability. And a quality parameter called testing reliability to the task testing. Change the notations of the quality parameters to IR and TR respectively. To save the project model to an .scn file, click on the File menu and Save As. We will only be able to save the model if it is complete and valid. In our case, if we try to save, we get a message that the reliability quality requirement is missing the formula information. The formula text box is also depicted with a red border to show us that there is a problem. To solve it, we need to enter a valid formula for the reliability quality requirement. Let's say that reliability depends on implementation reliability and testing reliability, but testing reliability is twice as important. We can define the formula as IR plus 2 times TR For more information about defining formulas for quality requirements, click on the Help button next to the formula text box. Now we are able to save the .scn file. Once the file is saved, it can be opened with the PTB simulator. The minimum requirements for a scenario file to be valid are one scenario, at least one resource type, a project, at least one task for the project. Each task needs to have at least one mode of execution. If quality requirements are defined, each quality requirement needs to have its formula defined. When trying to save an invalid scenario, we will get a message explaining the problem, and the relevant object will be in view. If an items field has invalid input, this field will have a red border like we just saw. Rather than starting the model from scratch, it is possible to open an existing .scn file and edit it. Do so by clicking on the File menu and Open Scenario menu item. Another option is to import a Microsoft Project.mpp file. To do this, click on the File menu and on Import Scenario. Remember that Microsoft Project does not have built-in alternative modes of execution, randomly determined durations, and the project quality aspect. These elements need to be added in the scenario builder after importing the file. To summarize, creating a project model with the scenario builder is straightforward. The challenging part is gathering the information about the project to create an accurate project model. Try it yourself. Create a .scn file and load it into the PTB simulator to simulate managing the project you've created.